the founder, along with his wife Sue, of the Amanda J. Mierwza Memorial Scholarship, Terry Mierwza. Hi, Terry.
Hey, Bart. Thanks for having me back again this year.
Always great to see you, and it's always great to get the good news from you that you're helping local young women advance their education.
Yeah, it's especially exciting this year. We have a record 13 scholarship recipients this year.
It's awesome.
So $14,250 in scholarships we've just awarded. So we're very excited about that.
Your daughter was a scientist before she passed away, and it's in her honor and her memory that you established this scholarship. And you really want to serve young ladies that have the same interests in science and STEAM that Amanda did.
Yeah, sure. Amanda passed away almost 8 years ago now of breast cancer, and she was a wonderful daughter, wonderful person who had done everything right and made her way through school, got her bachelor's degree at University of Michigan, biochemistry, a PhD in neuroscience at NYU Medical School, and then went on to get a great job doing traumatic brain injury research for the military down at the Bethesda Naval Base. Got married, had a daughter, everything right, and then awful cancer came and took her. And obviously we were devastated, Sue and I, and out of that devastation we had an idea. We want her name to be spoken. We want her legacy to be remembered. And we established this scholarship, and it's turned out to be, we didn't know how it would work. The criteria seemed a little tight. You have to be a female graduate of a Jackson County high school, any Jackson County high school, majoring in a STEM field at U of M Ann Arbor. So would we get one? Would we get two? We had 3 the first year, 13 this year, including renewals. So it has really gotten momentum, and we're very excited about that.
You've told me stories about how the program has gone since it was established, and some of the connections you've made with some of the recipients. And I know you feel, and I do as well, that Amanda has she's got some divine intervention involved in the scholarship program. We
do feel with certain ones she has had a hand in that, and that happened in the very first year, 2017. We got only our second application in one Friday afternoon, went out to dinner at a local restaurant, and the hostess at that restaurant looked at us kind of funny, and Sue and I looked at her, and we said, "Are you?" And she was the one who had just applied an hour before. We thought that was a real sign from Amanda that here's one you want to pick.
Yeah, I agree. And there's, I know there's several other amazing stories like that. So over the years, the total in scholarship money is what?
We've so with this year's awards, we've given out 59 scholarships now, worth $64,000. So
$64,000. That's amazing.
It's again, we're just so excited how it grows, the momentum it gets. Shows like yours help spread the word, and we certainly make all the local schools aware of it.
Yeah. So we have some pictures. This is a picture of Amanda. And was this when she got her doctorate?
This is, standing outside the Lincoln Center in Manhattan. She had, we were just about to go in for her to get her PhD awarded at the ceremony there. Yeah. Proud mom and dad, Sue and I, of course, were out there for that. So she had this ceremony there, and then the broad NYU ceremony was at Yankee Stadium. On a crappy rainy day, so this was much nicer, but they were both great.
Nice.
So here's an example of how we meet so many of our scholarship recipients. Obviously they're all at U of M, they're all from Jackson, and so we invite them to our football tailgates, and most of them stop by, at least for a little while, at a tailgate, and so it's wonderful to get to know them better, and it's great they meet each other. And so the older ones start mentoring the younger ones. They're all taking tough STEM courses. The older ones, yeah, I took that course. Here's some ideas. Here's some notes on that. This is a fun picture from last fall with a freshman and a sophomore then, and one in the middle had come back from Boston, a graduate. There's a junior and a freshman from last year. Again, just great to meet them, and they bring their friends. Over time, we tend to meet a lot of their parents as well.
So the Mierwzas have this notorious tailgate at every home, and I mean every home Michigan football game, and it attracts the scholarship winners, and it's I know it's a chance where you actually get to know the girls, and they become part of your family. They
really do. They become part of the family. We've had 6 who have been 4-year scholarship winners. With 3 that we'll have this year, that'll make 8 graduates. So they graduate and move away, and we still maintain contact through social media, texts. They come back for football games. This was a graduation dinner we held at the Gandy Dancer. So every year when we have graduates, we all get together with the underclassmen and the graduates and celebrate the graduates with a nice dinner and send them off with a remembrance of our tailgates.
How many Mierwza scholars have graduated from UM?
It's 5, and then 3 more will this year. We have 3 seniors this year.
Wow. So when they're done with, they've graduated, they're done with school, they're done with scholarship, they're still in touch with you?
Yeah. I mean, they all do become like members of the family, for sure. And we like that.
And you've told me stories about how not just do they get to know each other, but I think there was one instance where 2 of the girls became best friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A couple of graduates now, but one was from Western High School, one was from Lumen Christi High School, grew up 5 minutes apart, had never met, and until meeting at one of our tailgates, then they became best friends and roommates and lived together at U of M for their last couple of years.
That's pretty cool. Terry, got a chance to thank Jeff Beal for sending 7 Jackson High School students to the scholarship program, and that I think Jackson High has the most.
They do, and because of a big surge this year. So previously it had been Grass Lake had given us the most, and Jackson High was, I don't know, we weren't getting any the first 3 or 4 years, and we knew certainly there must be eligible young women, and one particular counselor there, Jill Raymond, really got on board and helped to promote it. And now, wow, now this year we have senior, a junior, a sophomore, and 3 freshmen from Jackson High. So Jackson High, the Vikings are well represented, and all just outstanding young women.
Well, I know those tailgates are a lot of fun. I was curious, what is in those red Solo cups?
It depends on the age of the one who's holding it. There is drinking at the tailgates, as at any tailgate. Nobody's under any pressure to do that. And we used to have a traditional drink, krupnik, Polish vodka with spices that's hard to find these days. And Sue and I went to Ireland several weeks ago, and we're on to a new one now, Jameson and ginger. I think is going to be the tailgate drink this year. Yes.
Yes, it's the hip drink sweeping the British Isles.
It was very popular in Dublin.
Nice. Well, Terry, while you're here, Terry's also the chair of the Anchor Initiative and a board member of the DA. So you're very involved in downtown and all the events. You've got to be very happy with how the first cruise night.
Yeah, it looked like the biggest attendance at a cruise-in that Sue and I could remember. We always enjoy coming down, having a meal downtown, and then catching whoever is playing at the concert venue there. And perfect night, weather, a lot of fun. 4 more coming up this summer, so we look forward to all of those.
Yeah, I think those that were downtown on Friday all felt the same thing. This definitely was the biggest crowd we've ever had. Of course, you know, the weather certainly helped.
It does, and we just had the first food trucks Tuesday, yesterday in the park, and again, great attendance for that. So it's always good to see that get off to a great start. 13 food trucks, there are plenty of options.
Yeah. And the housing projects, those that have been in development, they're, as far as you know, still on track?
Yeah, you know, Anchor did a housing market analysis several years ago that said there was capacity for hundreds of housing units in the downtown borders. And a lot of people scoffed at that. I was, you know, maybe a little skeptical, but everything that gets built gets filled up, whether it was Lofts on Louis, the 200, the Albert Kahn apartments, and now we have upper floor conversions up and down Michigan Avenue. So when they get built, they get filled.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot more demand.
And the Hayes, it's still on track?
Hayes is still on. You know, those things never happen as fast as one would want, but especially when getting some different kind of government grants, historical grants, brownfield, those kinds of things, and there's always a lot of paperwork and things to submit, but still absolutely seeing that on track and hoping to break ground before the end of the year.
Good. So any young lady that's in high school now who was considering STEM education at U of M, the next time that the scholarship window opens will be when?
It'll be next spring. So we contact all the local high school principals and counselors in mid-April, and the deadline is May 31st. And so we will be poking all of them again next spring.
Great. Well, congratulations to all the young women, graduates, and returning students receiving the Amanda J. Mierwza Memorial Scholarship this year. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Bart.
Yeah, and thanks to your wife, Sue, as well, for all that you're doing for these students. Terry Mierwza from the Amanda J. Mierwza Memorial Scholarship. Next.